Welcome back to Pile of Mopars. Here we are again, another night in the shop. It's dumping snow outside, so we're thankful to have a nice warm shop to work in. We are going to finish putting together the 413. And we have a little bit of a surprise on the direction of the build at Shawna's request, which was surprising to me.
Stay tuned.
Okay, we're going to put the timing chain on. I've got the number 1 to top dead center and the dot. So did you get the flashlight there, Shawna? Put the flashlight on there so we can see. And you can see a dot right there, and then a dot on there. And you can see, if I can get in there straight, you can see that they're lined up. So we want the chain to go on like that, and yeah, so you'll have to put the chain on there. So this is the chain that came out of the engine. It's a double roller. I thought it was pretty good as far as slack goes, but we'll put it on here and give it a check. It'll go underneath.
I just want to get it up here first.
Actually, how are we going to get that on there?
Oh,
this.
I guess that's not going to work, is it?
No. Hang on here. Yeah, because you're going to have to sort of assemble it with the... I think we'll take this off. Grab that one there, yeah. Just sort of, see if you can smack it without moving it.
Smack it?
Yeah, we're going to loosen the bolt.
Oh.
So turn it to go, put the wrench on the other side, and see if you can just. We want to loosen the bolt without turning the gear. And maybe I'll here. Just hang on a sec. So it was a little tricky to explain to Shawna how to do it. You kind of got to do everything at once, but so we've got the dot here and the dot there lined up. So you got to slide this bottom gear out, have this off the cam, put the chain on, line everything up, and then slide it in as a unit. But anyway, all worked out good. So we're going to get some Loctite. We're going to tighten on the cam bolt and carry on. What you doing, Shawna?
Trying to find torque specs. Torque reference?
Yeah, torque reference, yeah, probably.
Number 2.
No, that's front
suspension.
suspension.
That's front suspension.
Yeah, you want engine.
Engine.
Engine, okay. You see torque specs there?
Torque reference 8.
8. So
Group 9.
So 9-8. There we go. So now we're looking for a cam bolt on the left. Now we're looking for a cam bolt, camshaft, lock bolt. 35 foot-pounds.
35, and it says 7/16.
Yeah, that's just a thread size,
okay.
but it's already, we've already got the bolt, so.
Okay.
So 35 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little.
Yeah, just take this. There's almost nothing left, and this is plugged, so just unscrew that, and then drop a little dab on there.
Little dab will do ya.
Little dab will do ya. So just, yeah, tip it, yeah.
Is it gonna run out of here? Like,
there's not much in there, so.
It's not very runny stuff?
No. Well, it is, but there's hardly any left, so I'm just trying to use it up because I'm cheap.
I see.
There you go. That's good. Yep. And then put it on the cam, and we'll have to find the torque wrench for you. I'm not sure if that's a good one down there or not.
That's going here?
Yep. Actually, I think it is, because we used that torque wrench on the rocker arms.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to grab that, and the socket is on that other bar, or is that a, no, that's a 9/16.
Yeah.
It's a 5/8 socket on the other one down there. And then we have to set the torque wrench I can't remember what it's set at for those rocks.
35.
Yeah, I know it's
Oh.
supposed to be about.
What it's
It was
set
already
at now.
set.
Oh,
It might have been 35 for those rock arms, or maybe they were 30.
I don't know.
Here, I'll set it for you. Yeah. Okay, and just take it slow until it clicks for you. It should be close, yeah. There you go.
There we go.
And just double check it again, but it should be fine.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. And then double check that our marks are lined up. It did move a little bit, but they should still be lined up so you can see it right there, right up to there. So that's good. Now we'll take this nut off. We'll find the little splash shield, and then we can put the cover on.
I'm going to turn your mic down.
Okay, we found the little splash shield for the crankshaft, so Shawna's just going to give it a quick rinse. Just grab that wrench and that hammer by your foot and tap the bolt off. So we got to get that thing over top.
Oh, he's got to come off. So done.
You're not a glove girl?
Oh, no.
Yeah. A lot of people use mechanics gloves, but I can't seem to do it. I'm just used to the feel with my hands.
So I'm taking this off?
Yeah.
How am I going to do it without turning that?
It doesn't matter if it's turned because the chain's locked them together.
Oh, okay.
But you want to go the other way. You want to put the wrench on the other side. If you want to whack it, here you go. And you want just give it a sharp little whack.
Down?
Yeah. Just don't hit your fingers. Yeah. There you go. So then we'll get that splash shield on. And you can leave that bolt off for now. And yeah, so you want it that way. Yeah, go on that way. Yep. You want it the flare towards you. There you go. Because if you put it on the other way, I'll show you what happens.
It's going to snag on the chain.
Yeah, so just show it here. So it really only goes on one way because you can't have it like that, obviously. So pretty much a one-way deal. And that's just a deflector because you got your timing cover right here, and there's a hole there with a seal. And this keeps it so the oil doesn't directly land on the seal, and it's just to prevent leaking.
So is that bolt going back in there now?
No, because we've got to find the cover and get the cover going. But I did want to show the timing chain. So this is the timing chain that came out of it. And it had, you can see a bit of slack there. But I do think, this side being tight because we turned it, but I do think we're still within spec. So I'm going to reuse that timing chain because we're thrifty.
What is it?
She's thrifty too.
Oy. What does the timing, if the timing chain is loose and sloppy,
Yeah,
what does it do? It
yeah.
just doesn't perform properly?
Yeah, your timing will be a little erratic.
Oh, that's
so.
where it makes that noise, that noise.
Pinging noise?
Pinging noise?
Well,
or is
that's
that
if your
more
timing's
fuel?
out.
Oh.
But if your cam and your crank have too much play in between them, then your timing is erratic and it doesn't
Okay.
run as good. But
Okay.
I do think this is pretty good, so we'll go with that. And I'll probably have to have egg on my face later. I don't know if I have to change it, but anyway.
We'll see.
You found the cover. Shawna had cleaned it earlier.
So I'm going here and on the slip.
Yeah. Just going to put a thin film of the right stuff gasket maker and just make sure it's sealed pretty good. And we found something to tap it in with. So we'll see. It's got quite a sharp lip on it. The last one had a bit of a flange there, but the trick is to get it in nice and even. Is it working?
Seems to be.
Okay. You have enough film there? We don't want to goop it on. Just a thin film is good.
I think that looks okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Okay. We'll trade spots here and we'll try and tap that in, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, we got that positioned. This is sort of in the middle. Trying to get it to go down evenly. Can kind of... Oh, that didn't work, eh? It moved on me with it before I even got it cinched in there.
Do you want me to hold it?
No. You can't really do that. It's not the best thing for whacking this with, but... My fingers are in the way. And we're a little crooked here.
What a piece of...
Oh boy, I'm really crooked, but we're gonna... I think we're there. We'll just do yeah, we got a little bit more before it seats on the front face there. You can hear the different tone of the wax. That means you can tell it's seated. A lot louder and sharper. Anyway. Looks pretty even from this side. And it's all the way down. Okay, so that's in.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking for the timing cover gasket. I do have a new gasket kit, but I'm trying to use up, we'll grab that, that's for the oil pump. Trying to use up what I have odds and ends of. So we'll just keep looking. Worst case scenario, I'll have to open the new kit. And I don't see it anywhere here. Huh. Who would have thought that'd be the most popular part of the kit? Well, there's more over here too. On the Skoda. That's all different stuff that I need. Let's see, this is the gaskets. That's small block. This is probably small block.
Small block being what?
Like a 340, 360, 318.
So like what was in Hazel, 318.
Yeah, 360. Was a 318, and then we went to 360.
Right.
Yeah, guess we'll have to crack open that new kit. So in looking for the gasket for the timing cover, Shawna's snooping around in the stash and she goes, "Hey, would that fit?" Off of right from Mopar Performance. And I said, "Yeah, of course it'll fit." But humming and hawing whether we want to use it on this engine or not. Because if we put it on now, then of course you got to mask it. Otherwise, you know, we're not going to be able to paint and stuff. And I'm trying to think of a bling bling engine that I might put it on down the road.
I'm fine with that.
Anyway, we'll continue looking for that gasket. So we are getting a big dump. It might be a snow day from work tomorrow. I don't like to go out when the roads are unplowed, but anyway, we're in a warm shop for now. So this is a gasket kit I got from Rock Auto for the GTX, but we need to rob the timing cover gasket because that seems to be the only one out of all those other kits that I don't have. So, oh, this is our big unboxing video.
It's like
but
Christmas.
not really. Oh, look at that. The piece we need is
no.
hanging out and is half mangled.
Hopefully it's not
Straight Oh, that is too, yeah. Straight out of the box. But I think we would have no problem with it. Just looking at this other seal. Yeah, it's the same style without a flange. Okay, so this will work good. It's not ripped or anything, so it's just a little mangled. Now, I'm just wondering if I should put a bit of sealer on there or not. It probably wouldn't hurt.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put maybe another thin bead of that stuff on.
Okay.
So we'll give it a quick wipe down and then so that's the right stuff, gasket maker. It's pretty good stuff. So
It's as old. I think it's as old as the hills.
no, it's not really. It's just that the end plugged on the end there. So I just cut a thing and squish it out because I don't want to waste it because that stuff's pretty pricey.
Sticky.
Okay.
You'd have the goop on the gasket.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be all.
Does it matter what side?
No.
Sure. No, it doesn't.
Just put the stripes out. I'm sure it's fine. So probably line it up on those bottom pins and then just press it around and the gasket stuff should hold it. And then you can do the same to the cover. And we'll find the bolts and squish it on.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a persnickety thing. It doesn't look like it fits so good.
It will. It'll be fine. Okay, we'll do the cover next.
Oh.
Okay, same thing on that nice cover. So I'll have to maybe go to the parts store. Well, not tomorrow if I'm not working, because I'm not going to drive in for that. But I need to find some. We've decided, we were wondering what paint to go with as far as blue or red or turquoise, and we've decided we would go turquoise. This engine came out, was red as you can see, but Shawna decided she would rather have the blue color in there, and that's actually correct. I'm not sure how this works with the red engine we have, because it seems to be date correct and everything, so I assume it's the original engine, and it's definitely never had blue on it, so I don't know what the deal is with that, but we are going to go turquoise with it. So
It doesn't matter as long as it runs.
oh, so you want red then?
No,
Okay.
I want turquoise.
So it does matter.
It does to a degree.
Yeah.
It's not fussy like numbers matching scenario. This is
well, it
just,
is numbers matching. If there was numbers.
If
It's
there-
got numbers in 64. But
There you go.
anyway, yeah, that doesn't really matter. We're not too concerned with that. So
No.
I should probably go find some bolts. Freshly cleaned bolts on the rear wheel. We'll get those in and cinch it down. And then I think we're gonna flip it over and do the oil pan and the windage tray. Okay, we'll give those a little cinch. And we'll flip it over. And I think we'll, oh, and then we gotta put the Harmonic balancer in there as well.
That's that.
Yeah, that's that down there. Is that the one off this engine? You must.
I don't think so. I don't know though.
So the reason I ask is because it's turquoise.
It's turquoise.
The rest of this engine's red. I mean, they're interchangeable, but oh, I bet you that's off the GTX 440. We might have to go and find yours.
I don't think it's going to be far. It's
No, it should be around here
in a
somewhere.
box somewhere.
Should take a day or two to find it. Okay, we're just gonna give the sealing surface a little clean up here with some sandpaper and smooth it out, and we'll have a look. There is a slight groove there where the seal was running. So we'll clean it up with the sandpaper and then we'll have a look. We might have to get a speedy sleeve for that. We'll see. Okay, it's all cleaned up, but as you can see, there's definitely a groove there where the seal was running. So if we put that in there and it lands in the exact same spot, that rough area could tear up the seal, but also, you know, it's not going to seal too well against the lip seal. So I think what we'll do is, this doesn't have to go on right now. We're going to get a speedy sleeve and tap that right over and give it a new surface, and we'll be good to go. So that's what we'll do for that. So right now we'll flip it over and do the oil pan.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just going to give the timing chain some oil while it's accessible here. And then once we get this oil pan on, we'll be spinning it around and we're going to pre-oil it, so we'll check all that. So there's just a bit of gasket from the timing cover sticking up, so you want to get that off there so it's right flush for the pan gasket. Don't want any excuses for leaks. Shawna's trying not to cut off her fingers.
No, it doesn't
I think
come
that's
off.
pretty dull on there. Anyway, we'll find a better blade. Get her smooth.
Yeah. Okay.
So the bottom of the pan here, it's got a few little dents from 60 years of hitting things, so I'm just going to attempt to smooth some of them out while I'm here and see if I can make it a little better.
This is going to be really loud.
It's actually pretty tough material. I will give this a quick little wipe down and maybe another little film of that sealer. And I'll have to find some bolts, I guess, to clean up. So I think I've been told you're not supposed to seal cork gaskets. I have in the past, but I think this time what we're going to do, just going to seal over this transition area here and front and back, just to help it along. The rest I think we'll just sandwich on the pan.
There.
So we just put a little bit of sealer front and back, especially over the transition areas there. Okay, and Shawna's going to lay this gasket down and try and line up all the holes. Of course, now we get a windage tray and then another gasket and then the oil pan, so it can be a little tedious trying to line up the holes, but this sealer will help hold it in place there. And then if you want to grab the windage tray behind you, now that it's got any dust on it or anything?
I'll just give it a good wipe here.
Turn it around. Yeah, like that. Like that, yeah. And you're going to have to pop that through and then feed it forward. Just like that. And then grab that other gasket. So we got to do our best to keep these holes lined up, because once you get 3 or 4 layers going,
okay,
it's quite tedious. So we'll line those up and then put the other gasket on. Okay, so Shawna went over the windage tray. It's nice and purty. So we got that first gasket on. We'll get this put on. Just try and line up the holes as best you can. And then we got to put the other gasket right there over top.
Don't we
Again,
get goop on here?
no, it's pretty flat, so I think we'll be fine. Actually, before we do that, maybe line up these other holes here with the, right here. Just got to push out. There we go. Try and do as best as we go, otherwise you get 4 layers and then it gets a little harder. Okay, we'll put this gasket on. I'm just going to show you here. You can see the little splash shield there right in by the timing chain, so you can see how that would deflect from that front seal to stop leaks. So kind of a neat setup. Okay, and then the oil pan is over here, right over here, and I gave that a, as you saw, pounded out some dents, but didn't really come out too much. Gave it another wipe down. So incidentally, if you notice, open it up there, there's no baffles here for oil slosh or anything. So I mean, it's just the pan that came on the engine, and it's not a race car, so I'm sure it'll be fine. And we'll just use that thing to line up the holes, and we'll put some bolts in. Well, it wasn't too bad. Everything lined up. Got all the bolts in pretty much. A few more down this side, and then we'll cinch up the pan. Flip it over. All buttoned up on the bottom. We did run into a little problem with this one on the rear seal retainer. The threads were stripped out, well, partially, so I ran a tap through there, and then we got a longer bolt. It seemed to have tightened up enough to be usable. I hope that doesn't bite us in the ass later on, because it's too easy to put a helicoil in it now, which I don't have on hand. So, you know, you try and rush these things and that's what happens. But anyway, I think it's fine, and we'll continue on. Well, it's a few days later, and we finally got our butts back to the shop. We were looking for paint. Here, I'll show you that. We were looking for Chrysler green, turquoise, which would be correct for these early cars. But nobody has that in stock or even in their system for them to order. So we borrowed this off our buddy Jerry just to get a color. We sprayed out a color, you know, some paint on a piece of paper, and we got some paint mixed up. It looks pretty close to me, so we're going to put this on, and we decided to go with a catalyst paint, figuring maybe it'll be more durable with a chemical dry as opposed to air dry. So we're going to give that a shot. It was quite pricey, but if you want the color, it's our only option, really. And then the other thing is, I had mentioned here, we had in the rear seal retainer, we had some threads that weren't great. So I picked up some helicoils, and I have some, these are 5/16. Is it 5/16? Yeah. And I don't have the installation tool. I thought the tools were universal because I've got a kit for 3/8, which has the tool, but it's different for each size. So I've got a valve stem tool, and it's got a bit of a notch here. And so it engages that little tang on the bottom of the helicoil. So I'm hoping I can install it with that to get this in. So we shall see. We'll do that now. And then what else we got? Oh, I got a speedy sleeve for the crank damper. As you saw in the last or earlier in the video, ours has a groove in it, so I got a new one to put that on. And then yeah, and then we're going to paint it. Okay, so we'll get this in first. And hopefully there's a bit of interference here with the pan, but you know what?
Is it working? Or is it?
It seems to be. Or is it?
It looked like it was at
Oh,
first,
yeah,
but
yeah. Oh,
I think that thing broke.
the tab just broke off.
Didn't like that.
No. And that's the problem now, is we're not even all the way in. I wonder if I put this bolt in, if that's gonna bottom out on the washer and turn the rest of the insert in. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we couldn't get the tool anywhere. So I think I'm going to go online and order a kit that comes with the tool and then helicoils for all different sizes. And that'll probably be enough to last me a lifetime. This. Yeah, I don't think this is working. See, now we're stuck with a helicoil halfway in.
Might have to wait till we find a part. Or is it going to work now because the tab's broken?
Yeah, we'll probably have to dig that out now. Yeah, because the proper tool engages that little tang, but it also is threaded, so the whole it supports the whole thread. Yeah, I can't even run this in with the bolt. So what we'll do is I'm gonna peel this out of here, and then we'll put the bolt in, and we'll paint everything, and then we're gonna order the kit online, and then replace it. Then once the engine's painted, that won't make a difference, but I do want to fix that rather than just throw it in as is, just because it's easier now rather than trying to deal with it in the car. But anyway, okay, I found the insulation tool for the 3/8 size, and it's just a threaded piece of plastic, and then you can see it's sort of got a slice in it and a bevel. So I thought, wonder if I could do that with a bolt. So basically I did the same thing. I cut a bevel in here. That'll engage the little tang, and then the threads will support it. So I don't know. We'll see if this works. Okay, this is what it looks like with the insert on it. You can see it engages the tang right about there. And of course the rest of the threads support it as you turn it in. So, well, let's see if this is going to work. I've only done this once or twice before with helicoils, and that was years ago, so make sure we get that in straight. Yeah. I don't think that's going to work. I don't know. I think it already broke the tang, but we'll see. It's going in. I mean, worst case scenario, we'll get the proper tool and do this, but
Is it going in straight?
yeah, seems to be somewhat straight enough. How about that? I'll unscrew this and see if the threads stay in there, what they do. I'm sure Jerry's just
Shaking his
sitting
head.
on his couch laughing at this point. It'll either be, whoa, what a smart guy, that worked out perfect, or what an idiot, what is he doing? So we'll see. Now I'm going to take the bolt out. See if just the bolt comes out or if the threads are coming out too.
Looks like the threads are coming out too, but I can't really tell at this point.
Yeah, it's a disaster. So it looks like we need to have the proper tool because, yeah, that isn't working either. But no harm done. This is the oil pump we pulled out of Shawna's 413. And it was kind of a homemade high volume deal. They added this spacer and a couple extra or deeper rotor anyway. It doesn't look to be in too bad a shape. It's probably reusable, but rather than messing around with this at the moment, I had this oil pump. It's a high volume as well. It's got the deep body. I pulled it all apart to check it out and clean it, and everything looks fine on it. It does have, you know, a few nicks and stuff here and there, because, you know, it is a used pump. But we'll put it together and see what the oil pressure looks like. And then I was taking note of when I pulled it apart, because these are going to be tapered so the oil flows in the one direction. But when I pulled it apart, you can see here, each item had a dot on it so that you know which way this goes in. So this just pops into the housing, this pops in, and then this pops in, and then we tighten it. It's got an O-ring and stuff here. So I'll assemble that and then we'll put that on the engine. Okay, bolting this pump together. This is the pressure relief spring. So you got normal PSI pumps and then you got high pressure pumps, and they change the spring to get those different pressures. And one thing you can do, this goes on in like that, and then you have this. But you can also add a washer or something in there to shim this to make it a higher pressure pump. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Shawna giving it a scrub down with some brake clean. And we'll use some, what is it? Grease?
Grease and wax remover.
Wax and grease remover, yeah. Just before we paint. Got the oil pump on there, found a gasket, torqued it down. And while she's doing that, I think I'll fix that balancer. Okay, and prep for that, we'll give the snout a little bit of a degrease clean.
It's a hefty little thing, isn't it?
Yeah. That should be good. It was pretty clean already.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Holy. Well.
Dusty maybe.
Yeah. Okay. And you can see here the groove that the seal was riding in, so that's what we're trying to repair. So we've got the speedy sleeve. We'll put some of the sealer on, and then we just tap that into place, and boom, fresh seal surface. Okay, so it says to apply that sealing compound, glue, whatever, all around the snout. I think I've done this once about 20 years ago, so but it seems to be a pretty basic operation. Oh, we gotta snip the tube here. Hang on. Just rub it with your fingers or whatever. Oh yeah, that's a good way to do it. And just spin it around.
Boy, it's hard to squeeze out.
Should maybe have cut the hole a little bigger. Oh, there we go. Might as well use it all up because we're not saving it for nothing. Yeah, it's such a tiny hole. It must be a reasonably thick liquid. Let's glue it in place. Is there still more in the tube? Put some on the top, not the flat, but the curled, right on the curl, right on the edge here, because that's where this has got to slide over. Okay, is that all the stuff? Yeah, I think that's good enough. So
just a minute, let me get it on. Waste not, want not.
Will be half of it will probably run out the bottom when we tap this on. Okay, so this, I'm gonna try and get this, keep this level. Now put that piece of wood right here. I wiped it off.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh. Okay.
But it's wood, so it's okay. Now just keep that on there. Now get the hammer there and give it a light tap. Yeah. Yeah, keep going. Yep. 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 It's looking good. Yeah, it's going down. And it's going to bottom out, so it'll stop. You got a ways to go yet. Oh, yeah. Hang on. It seems to be...
Is it not on there?
It just seems to be slowing on your taps, but anyway, continue. Yeah, it's going. Almost there. There we go. Look at that. So we got a one on perfectly. It's all the way on. And now we have a fresh surface for that seal, so it's not going to leak. Good job, Shawna.
Lovely.
Okay, we'll install that balancer. So get some lithium grease on there to lube the seal.
I'm lubing this.
Yeah, the outer, yeah, that you just put on. And then just so the seal slides over smoothly. That should be good. Just smooth that around now.
Oops.
You get a screw loose there? What happened?
Lost a nut. Or bolt.
Oh, for the pulley? Mm-hmm. Okay. And do around the edge there. Okay. Now you can slide it on there. And of course this groove here is going to match up with the keyway in the crankshaft. Yeah, looking at the back of Shawna's head.
I can't freaking see.
Just turn it as it'll once it lines up it'll go in.
Okay. How far does it go in?
Well, you gotta use the bolt now to suck it in.
Oh.
So put the bolt in. I'm just gonna get you some Loctite for the bolt. Okay. And then we'll probably get the impact to cinch it on. Okay. The Camaro. Okay, that's good. That's good, yeah. That's good, dear. So meticulous.
That's why I don't do this for a living. It's not reaching that.
Isn't it?
No, not a chance.
Okay, then we might have to tap it on with a hammer a little bit. Hang on a sec. Okay, we tapped it on a bit further so the bolt reaches.
How do I know how far?
Did you start it with the thread?
Did I start?
You started by hand, right?
Yeah.
First, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, keep going. It'll bottom out when you're done. Because it's sliding the balancer on as you're tightening. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
It seems really easy.
Yeah, it's because the balancer's sliding on. And then it's going to get really tight.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you're forcing the balancer onto the end. It's still going in. Like if you watch right here, you can see it's getting a smaller gap as you turn. And then it's going to get tight. This is 135 foot-pounds for that. We'll get the socket and a torque wrench. But just keep doing that until it gets really tight. Like you'll feel it bottom out. It'll stop like dead.
Okay, that's starting to turn. That matter?
Nope. Okay. Whatever it is to tighten. Okay, we got a screwdriver here through the crank. And Shawna's using her muscle to torque that to 135. I can put the screwdriver
when that
on.
thing moves.
Oh, that's the whole engine moving. Here, hang on. I'll tighten this down here.
Okay.
Just a sec. You should be close there.
I think it's moving again.
Yeah, it's okay.
Not really, no, because it feels like I'm fighting it.
Yeah, just double check it too again. But I think you're there. There you go. Went a little bit more. Okay. She's on there. Muscles. Okay, it's time for color.
Everything?
Yeah, just start spraying. Just mist it like that, yeah, and then we'll do another coat. That way you avoid runs if you can. Not that it really matters. I think the color looks pretty good.
I think so.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Just two?
All of it.
Pretty.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Painting is always so satisfying because you see instant results.
It matches up pretty good to that original color that was right there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here, hang on that side. Have you got everything on this other side? Then we can turn the motor.
It's a bit spotted, but...
Good thing we got car covers and everything. Have you got a fair bit left in the can still?
Oh, yeah.
Does? Good. Once you activate the catalyst, you got to use it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll get you to paint as much as you can there. And then we'll use the other can for a second coat. And the water pump housing and stuff we have to dig up yet. Is your finger getting sore yet?
Yeah, it's okay. More my wrist.
Remember, we'll be doing another coat with the other can.
Right. Not here though, right?
No, you don't have to. That's just wasting paint. We can at the end of the second can if we get left over.
Okay. That.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. You got the whole oil pan underneath?
Yeah.
Oh, here, hang on. I better give you those bars before you run out of paint. Probably could have got away with one can.
Probably.
But we don't know.
No. Well, this way we have one for touch-ups if we don't need to open it. It's oily there too. Is it just one side you need?
Yeah, the bottom side's no big deal.
Okay.
Or we can do that when we do the second coat on the engine.
Yeah.
Flip them over. What about the front of the oil pan on the bottom there?
Here, I see
Yeah.
that, yeah. I think there might be another spot that's not happy.
That's okay.
That's under the car anyways.
That's right. Here, let me see how much paint's left.
Just like about a quarter.
Yeah, you're getting down there, so just keep going around to wherever you can see.
Okay. Can you see any that I'm missing maybe?
Well, not from here, but just keep going around.
Definitely looks pretty.
You like?
Yeah.
There's lots of nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
Is the oil pan good on this side underneath? Hard to see from here.
Hard to see from here. I think I am almost out.
Underneath the front of the head. If you'd have been, go on your knees. Yeah, on the other one though. There, see there?
Yep.
So easy to miss because there's just so many angles. I'm impressed with how much paint we got, how much coverage we got with just one can.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Of course, we're not doing intake manifold or valve covers because we got a bit of a surprise there. Apparently, Shawna likes the bling bling. Yeah, there you go. You probably see stuff you didn't see from the other angle. Looks good.
Yeah, beautiful color.
So here's the big surprise. I picked up this intake manifold and these two carburetors on Marketplace about a month ago. They were in Alberta and a friend shipped them out with one of his work buddies. And Shawna saw those and the nice shiny polished manifold and the chrome valve covers that I had hanging on the wall, and she figured that maybe the whale needed those. So we initially we're worried about mileage and all that kind of stuff, and this definitely won't help mileage, but like Shawna says, it sure looks tough.
Does.
Yeah, so we're going to give them a try and see how that goes. And if it's a little bit worse mileage, well, it's worth it. So this is what the whale will get dual quads, and some chrome valve covers, and a polished manifold.
And beautiful paint.
And beautiful paint. Look at the paint job she laid on there. Hey? I think the color's pretty good as far as matching the original, so.
And any drips you see? Those are factory drips.
Those are factory drips. Oh yeah, they gave no care when they were building these things.
Yeah.
So we'll let this cure overnight. We still gotta find a water pump because Shawna's had some broken bolts in it, so I've got lots of those. We'll just find something there, clean it up, and we'll have to paint that in the water pump. Yeah. I was gonna say I'm not sure if this needs another coat, but once we crack open that other can, we pretty much have to use it, so
we'll see.
maybe we'll blob on another coat.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, that is some potent paint there.
We're both very high.
Yeah, we're both very high. Yeah, who needs beer or wine,
That's
right?
right.
Just paint your engine. So with that being said, that's it for this episode, and thanks for watching.
Bye for now.